Hi, welcome to the December Technique class using the Seasonally Scattered stamp set with Michelle Last. If you've chosen the class to go, you will receive your packs through the post to make this card. The card we're going to be making is this one. If I just tilt it to the light, can you see we've got some flecks of gold in the leaves there as well. I'm going to show you how to create your own ink pads and also how to highlight certain parts of the card. This will be your card pack. The items you need for the inside of your card are on the inside, and the bits you need for the front are on the front. So please try not to mix them up. So I'm just going to take out the very vanilla from the front section. I also wanted to show you I did stamp the envelope. So if you wanted to stamp the envelope, you can whilst you have your ink pad made. And what we're going to do is I just set that aside now and I get the thanks out. If you joined me on last month's class, we created our own ink pad in that class too, but we're doing it with different tones and different colours, which makes it look quite different. Just ignore that there's that horrible blob spot in there. I'm going to take that off. That's from the class earlier. And then what you're going to need is a couple of wet wipes, and so I'm going to just fold them in half. I want to create a flat surface, so try not to have too many creases, like that. And you want the surface area to be bigger than the stamp itself. So I'm going to put ink all over this rectangle just here. Just put those away. And what I'm using are brown tones. So I've got crumb cake, ink refill, soft suede refill, baked brown sugar refill, early espresso refill, and chocolate chip refill. You really need 4 ink refills of a similar tone. You don't. If you want to make a completely different colour ink pad, you can, but if you make the colours that I'm going to make, you'll need 4 of a similar brown colour. And what you're going to do is you're going to leave ink dots all over the wet wipe, like so. So that's quite a dark colour one. I'm going to put it to one side now. I've used it. Now I'm doing soft suede, and you don't want to try and overlap the inks. You want to dot them in between. And the idea is that we're going to be covering this whole wet wipe so that there is hardly any white space. You will find the dots will spread, so you've got a little bit of white space you can leave because it'll fill it itself. But I'm just going to fill the dots, dot to dot. It's a great way for using your ink refills up. I buy ink refills and you know, they last for ages when they're refilling your pads. You think about how often I have to refill my pads for the amount of people that use them. They just last for absolutely yonks. But this is a great way to feel that I'm using them up. So this one's crumb cake. So this is the lightest colour brown, which we need a bit of light. We don't want it all to be too dark. So can you see we're getting less white space now. Pretty good. And then I do have a bit of early espresso, so I would just dot some early espresso in there somewhere where I can just see some light spaces. And whilst you've gone to the trouble of making the ink pad, that's why I stamped the envelope. It seemed daft not to, because you've got this lovely ink pad which will probably last up to probably 5-6 stamps in different times of stamping, so you might as well use it. So I'm going to set my ink pad down and my cardstock. I'm going to get my thanks stamp and I'm going to stamp it in the middle of my ink pad. Press it down. Don't re-tap it, just press it down once. I've got a nice ink coverage, and I'm just going to stamp that in the centre of my card. Nice firm press, and then we've got that nice multicolour image there. I'm going to clean off my stamp in between before I re-ink it, so let's give it a clean and a dry. And now I'm going to go back to my ink pad. I'm going to re-ink, and what I'm going to do is try and catch just the flourish. If I cover up the word, I just want the flourish here, the flourish here, the flourish here, and the flourish here. So I'm just going to get an eye. You can use a Stamp-O-Majig for this, of how much of it you were going to see, and you're just going to stamp around the edge. So I need to clean like that, and I'm going to catch this edge like that. Now I've caught a bit of the lettering just here, so I could either trim that off or I could stamp over the top of it and hope that you don't notice it. I'm going to hope that you don't notice it. So I'm going to ink up my ink pad, get a feel for how deep I can go. Now I should be cleaning off in between each time if I don't want the colours to go a bit muddy. They tend to blend into one another and you don't get distinct colours. So I am going to clean it off this time. And I'm going to go at the edge, clean it off, and then I'm going to go this edge. You can do the edge with any of the stamps actually. I think the snowflake would look beautiful. But just if you've got any gaps that you want to fill in, for example, if you look at it and think, oh okay, you know, it's a bit light over here, what you can do is just use this part of the stamp here to get this corner piece going. Just a bit busier. So I'll leave you to do that and to do your envelope. Once that's complete, we're now going to pick out parts that we'd like to emboss with gold. So I've got a Versamark pen. Stampin' Up don't carry these anymore, but I think you can still get them from general craft shops. You could use a Versamark ink refill on a paintbrush, just to get some Versamark ink, or just some pigment inks which just stay wet a bit longer, that will pick up the gold embossing powder if that's better for you. So I'm just picking up key elements. I just want to pick up a bit of gold here, there and everywhere to just make the gold colours pop. Now the Versamark stays wet longer, so you've got a little bit of time to do this. And try and be gentle and use the little tip of the Versamark to just colour in certain sections. Okay, and then we're going to do it in the centre as well. And I'm going to colour some of the sections in so that it picks the word up. Makes it pop a little bit. This is a great way of covering up any mistakes you've made. So if any of your stamping's not come out great, it's a great way of covering things up. So I'm going to turn my heat tool on again, get my gold embossing powder, and sprinkle the gold powder on the parts with the Versamark pen. Okay. And now I'm going to heat set them. Just be careful of doing this on a table, not too close. And I don't know if you can see, but the gold is starting to get embossed and pop. Everything. So now we've got a bit of gold going on. I'm going to stick that to the front of the gold in my card pack, like so, which brings out the gold even more. I'd already used the back, but you didn't need to see that. It was the one I did at class today. Okay, sticking that on the gold. I have to tell you, Tombow and the foil cardstock just take a little while to be friends. So if you've got double-sided tape, you may find it sticks a little bit quicker. Not quick's a little bit sticker. Okay, a bit of glue. Now this is just cardstock to cardstock on the back here, so that shouldn't be any challenge or any problems. I'm going to just stick that down there. Get that stuck to my card front. And then I'm going to stick the inside in. I wanted to show you what I did on the inside. I just picked up a bit of the ink and got it on the corner piece there. So if I do that for you, just like that, stick that down. Again, cardstock and the foil cardstock take a little while to be friends, so be patient. I'm doing this in a rather hurried way because I'm trying to get the video posted for you. Get that stuck in on the inside, and your card is complete. So I hope you enjoyed making that card. That was a nice technique, and I hope you'll use it again with different colour ink refills. And thanks for watching.